the reflected rays corresponding to parallel incident rays, parallel to principal axis after reflection, converge at a point or appear to converge or appear to diverge from a point, and that point is called focus. How many of you agree? And the diagram is there for your reference. So F is the focus. Agreed? Chal. Let's understand something. What do you see here? Rays traveling parallel. There is a phrase here. Everything was okay. Whatever I said, you agree with me. But there is one small change. I failed to mention this phrase. Can you look at the phrase closely? And then I'll justify that. Don't worry, aram se, aram se. Let me justify that. Ready? Ready, sir. Okay. So let's say there is a concave mirror right now. All right, sir. Let's say an incident ray comes and this happens. What is this? An incident ray comes and after reflection, it passes through Q. Obviously, what is the normal to the surface? This is the incident ray. This is the normal. Sir, why is normal passing through center of curvature? Because radius is perpendicular to tangent. And radius is the normal. So whenever you want to draw normal to a point for irregular reflection, the normal to the surface has to pass through the center ray, baba. This is I and this is R. Technically, don't you think Q should be the focus? Why, sir? Because you said a ray after reflection passes through a focus. Fair enough. Do you agree that this angle is also I? Yes, I do. Do you agree that this angle is also I? Why is that? Corresponding angles? Fair enough. What is M, sir? M, I have dropped a perpendicular. I have dropped a perpendicular from Q to M. Can I or not? Yeah, you can. Can I apply AAS congruence axiom? I, matching, same pinch. 90, matching, same pinch. And QM is common. So angle, side by AAS. By AAS, triangle CQM is congruent to triangle AQM. Fair enough. It is. है ना? Then by CPCT, yes, CM is equal to AM by CPCT. What is CPCT, sir? Corresponding parts of congruent triangles. And what is CA equal to? Total CA. It's a line joining the center and the periphery. It's radius, sir. Do you agree that if they both are equal, they must each be equal to half of the radius? Absolutely. Absolutely. बिल्कुल सही है. Then what is your CQ? Or your PQ? You are saying this should be focus, right? Question mark. This should be focus, right? Because it is fitting the bill. So what is your CQ? Your cos I is equal to what? CM upon CQ. Base upon hypotenuse, right, sir? What is your CM? Sir, CM is R by 2. This is CQ. So your CQ is actually R upon 2 cos I. Do you get that or not? Yes, sir, we get that. And what is your PQ? PQ is R minus R upon 2 cos I. Take your time and check the math. There is no rush. Check the math. What are we doing? Hold on. Check the math. Check the math. Now I have a bigger diagram. Chalo, 30 seconds more. Check the math. If you want a bigger diagram, let me put the things out here. What is CQ? So this was I, and this was I. In fact, we just proved that this is R by 2. Yes, sir. This is R by 2 cos I. Yes, sir. है ना? And this is R minus R by 2 cos I. Click. Check your time. Now, please come to the point, sir. My point is, if I change I, so PQ is what you called as focal length. Focal length. What is focal length? Distance of the focus from the pole, because guess what? Q is proposed to be focused. So, sir, what's the problem? Arey, the problem is, can't you see with your own eyes? This is a function of I. What does that mean? It means if I change I, value will change. Take I equal to 10 degree. Take I equal to 20 degree. Take I equal to 15 degree. Isn't cos 10, cos 15, cos 20 different? It is. If it is different, don't you think every focal length will come out to be different? Yes. What does that mean? Every line has got its personal focus or was? It's like every incident line is a diva. It's a star. It comes with its own focus. That is contradictory to the idea of the focus, na? Because you said all lines, I quote, all lines after reflection pass through one point called focus. And here I am proving that the focal length distance is a function of its own angle of incidence. So if I change the angle, the distance will change. Get it? Now do you see? So focus is actually not an exact concept, it's an approximated concept. How is it approximated concept? Because if angle of incidence is very small and tending to 0, matlab around less than 8 degrees, then cos I is approximately equal to 1 the all time. And in that, the PQ, the focal distance, will be approximately equal to R minus R by 2, which is equal to R by 2. That rings a bell. In lower standards, I have read this, that the focal length is half the radius of curvature. It's not an exact concept. So you are telling me that the concept of focus is defined only for those rays whose angles are small. So far it is clear. I'm not done yet. Hold on, I'm not done yet. Let me show you something. Ready? See what happens. Watch closely. What have I done? So you have drawn a stack of parallel rays, correct. What are those white lines? So they are the normals because all of them are passing through the center, correct. Now after reflection, first of all, I should have the same angle of reflection as the angle of incidence, right? Are you ready? I'm about to draw. What I'm about to do? I'm about to draw all the reflected rays corresponding to these incident rays in real life. Okay. This is what's happening, and 1, 2, 3, go. Watch it again. Do you see all the blue lines passing through same point? No, sir. There are many dots. Each dot is each focus for each line. In fact, read the line at the bottom of the screen. Each line has its own focus. Get it? So that means focus is not an exact concept. What was the first assumption of geometrical optics? Diffraction. Here is the second assumption noted down in the next 2 minutes. Watch this now. Go back. What just happened? Sir, you brought the rays closer to the principal axis. Closer. Why? Because the closer the line is to principal axis, lesser is its angle of incidence. Okay. So focus is meaningful only for incident rays close to principal axis. When something you are closer to something, you have affinity for that. And the Greek word for affinity is para. These close to principal axis are called paraxial rays. Focus is defined only for paraxial rays. Geometrical optics is defined only for paraxial rays. Second assumption. Assumption number 1, diffraction is neglected. Assumption number 2, paraxial rays. Get it? Chalo, I'll ask you a question. How do you achieve this in real life? I mean to say, will you force the light rays, hey light ray, be close to principal axis? So light though will come, or my point is, who is stopping this light in the world? Nobody. So if you're not stopping this light, they will also have their own focus. Don't you think you'll create a blur image? Right? So you can't stop the light. That's not in your hands. But what if this part of the mirror is not even used? Means use a smaller mirror. Smaller mirror means what? Use a smaller aperture. In real life, paraxiality is achieved by keeping aperture to a minimum. Because you have no control over the light, but you have the control over the size of the mirror. Use smaller aperture. 30 seconds. Then I bring the math home. Got it? And in that case, it will come out to be R by 2.